You're listening to the VA Claims Authority. I'm Gary, Air Force veteran, VA disability claims strategist, and the guy who got denied, fought back and won. I'm here to make sure the VA doesn't leave you behind. Whether you're filing your first claim or fighting your fifth appeal, this is your briefing. Let's get into it. Hook. Sleep apnea can cost you thousands in back pay if you miss one document. That's not fear-mongering. It's the reality I see on case files every week. Promise. In the next 10 minutes, you'll get the specific diagnostic codes the VA uses, what sleep study numbers actually move a decision, how to prove direct or secondary service connection, and one concrete action to protect your effective date today. Let's start with what the VA calls sleep apnea and what they care about. There are two main types: obstructive sleep apnea, where the airway collapses during sleep, and central sleep apnea, where the brain momentarily stops signaling breathing. For VA purposes, most veteran claims are obstructive sleep apnea, and it commonly maps into respiratory or sleep disorder diagnostic codes during rating. Important codes and metrics. The VA will look at the polysomnogram, the sleep study, and focus on AHI or apnea-hypopnea index, the apnea index itself, and oxygen desaturation numbers like O2 nadir. An AHI of 5 to 15 is mild, 15 to 30 is moderate, and over 30 is severe. But don't fixate on the label alone. The VA wants to see functional impact. Repeated O2 drops below 88%, documented daytime hypersomnolence, or need for CPAP all strengthen a claim. What evidence matters from that study? Include the full polysomnogram PDF, not just the summary, and make sure the report includes the AHI, lowest oxygen saturation, and whether CPAP was recommended. If you were prescribed CPAP, attach the durable medical equipment, DME invoice, or clinic note showing issuance or compliance. If the study is older, show follow-up notes that symptoms continued or worsened. Now, proving service connection. There are three common routes: direct, secondary, and in-service exposure. Direct means symptoms or diagnoses started in service or within a presumptive window, and there's evidence in your service treatment records. Secondary means sleep apnea was caused or aggravated by a service-connected condition like PTSD, TBI, or obesity. And exposure claims can link sleep apnea to in-service respiratory exposures. Think burn pits, deployment, dust, or inhalation injuries. Concrete evidence combinations that create a credible nexus. 1. Service treatment record showing snoring, witnessed apneas, or fatigue. 2. A medical record after service showing ongoing symptoms. And 3. A nexus opinion from a qualified clinician saying, more likely than not, your sleep apnea is related to service or a service-connected condition. If you're claiming secondary to PTSD or TBI, that nexus letter should explain the physiological link. For example, how chronic PTSD-related sleep disruption and weight gain can lead to obstructive sleep apnea. If you don't have a sleep study yet, don't pause your claim. Request one from your VA clinic or private provider immediately, and in the meantime, submit lay statements. A spouse or roommate statement that they witnessed you stop breathing, gasping, or extremely loud snoring is gold. Also collect primary care notes documenting daytime sleepiness, memory problems, or fatigue. Those notes show ongoing functional impact. Next, what to attach to VA Form 21 to 526EZ and how to label it. Attach the full polysomnogram, labeled polysomnogram date, sleep clinic consults and follow-up notes labeled sleep clinic notes, CPAP issuance or compliance records, CPAP DME compliance, BMI charts or primary care notes showing weight trends, BMI and weight history, and any private nexus letter, nexus Dr. X. On the form, list the condition as obstructive sleep apnea, and under supporting evidence, mention the sleep study date and CPAP status so the rater can find the core docs quickly. C&P prep and red flags. First, tell the truth, but be specific. Don't say I get tired. Say I fall asleep unintentionally during the day, have trouble concentrating, and my spouse reports I stop breathing at night. Use concrete examples, the number of times you nodded off while driving, or how many times a night your spouse wakes you. Second, avoid claiming causes you can't document. If you say exposure caused it, be ready with unit records, deployment dates, or treatment for inhalation injuries. Sample phrasing, that helps. I began loud snoring and daytime sleepiness while deployed to location, and I was seen in sick call for severe congestion on date. Since separation, I had a sleep study on, date showing an AHI of X and O2 nadir of Y%, and I was prescribed CPAP on date. My treating physician relates my sleep apnea to my in-service respiratory exposure. That kind of timeline, with dates and objective findings, makes the examiner's job easier and reduces the chance of an adverse finding. Common denial reasons and quick fixes. Missing or incomplete sleep study. Fix by requesting the full PSG. Weak nexus. Get a private nexus letter from a sleep medicine or pulmonary doc that explains causation. Unaddressed comorbidities like uncontrolled obesity or nasal obstruction. Attach ENT or dental notes showing the connection or treatment plan. If denied, you can file a notice of disagreement or submit new evidence under a supplemental claim. But the faster you collect that study and a nexus opinion, the better your effective date and back pay chances. Action step, do this today. Start your claim by filing VA Form 21-526-EZ and list obstructive sleep apnea. While you're at it, request a copy of your most recent polysomnogram from the VA or the private sleep clinic and ask the clinic for a one-page summary that includes AHI, O2 nadir, CPAP prescription date, and whether CPAP is effective. Upload those 3 items together, the form, the study, and the one-page summary, so the rater sees the full picture at intake. Recap. Label and attach the full polysomnogram. Document onset or ongoing symptoms with dates. Get a nexus that connects sleep apnea to service or a service-connected condition. And get that one-page sleep clinic summary uploaded with your 21-526-EZ. Do those things and you dramatically reduce denials and maximize back pay. If you want my templates for labeling evidence, the sample nexus request you can hand your provider, and the one-page sleep study summary example, head to vaclaimsauthority.com and grab the Condition Spotlight Toolkit for sleep apnea. If this episode helped you, share it with a veteran who needs to hear it, and leave a review so more vets find this show. That's your briefing. Now go execute. If you need help with an audit, a rebuttal, or a full strategy session, head to vaclaimsauthority.com. I've got the tools and the experience to help you win. I'll see you next episode. And remember, your service earned this. Don't let paperwork take it from you. The VA won't tell you this. I will.